Hey guys, I refuse to close all of my tabs when I'm gaming and when I'm playing, and I've switched to Opera GX, and it is run so much more smoother because it is better customized for it. It has so many features for gamers. Look at this. A release calendar. Here's Star Wars Dark Forces is coming out. It'll show you some demos that you can play, the games that are currently free right now, deals aggregator on big name games, but here is why you should use it. Check this out.
Yeah, there's a CPU limiter, there's the RAM limiter. If you're going to have all of these things open, you can make sure that it's not impacting your video gaming. And it also has integrated Discord, integrated Twitter,
boom,
integrated ChatGPT. Like
bam!
OJ likes asking ChatGPT weird questions.
Yeah, like you could ask it best recipe for salmon in your dishwasher.
I just added ChatGPT now, and that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say.
So?
Please do not cook salmon in your dishwasher. Instead, download Opera GX, the browser for gamers, and it supports directly our channel. It's completely free to you. Download using our link down below, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I am Quan! I am here, Master Chief, to protect you. I am the protector. Quan to save the day.
Called it.
Joe called it. I didn't think. And in fact, when we were watching the episode, Joe made a joke that Quan was going to show up in the hall shooting, and she pretty much did. She's just on a ship with a heavy machine gun, saves everybody. Guys, welcome to Halo Season 2 Episode Fight. And we are in full swing here. God, I hope this isn't the end of Reach. No, Reach, at least in the lore, I think it took several months to bring down Reach or whatever. So they still have an opportunity to go back there. I think we've seen trailer shots we haven't seen before because it seems kind of like they're done with it. And if so, that would be incredibly disappointing.
Looked like they were glassing it on the way out.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm worried about that, but I think that we get a tease at the end of the episode. I will say the beginning of the episode was good with some puzzling decisions from the writers, and then we get Soren's wife showing up on the ship with her.
I told you, Quan is going to come in, save the day, and then we got to go save Kessler.
And Joe called it. So this was a save Kessler side quest. Thankfully, they did have some time for a reflective episode. No action, mainly just let's reflect on our losses. There's a little bit of machine versus humanity, how Master Chief comes to terms with the loss of his comrades, which I'm sure this is disappearing on the green screen. Just ignore it. And yeah, and then maybe a cool little bit with a Covenant that seems as if setting up a future Civil War plot line within the Covenant with Maki. And there were several moments where the Arbiter was like, I'm going to fucking punch this bitch. I'm going to kill this bitch. And he decided not to. Maki is clearly manipulating him. But I was like, well, maybe that's how we can actually end Maki's storyline.
No.
Is it seems as if they are going to do something against the Covenant's High Council, and so maybe they can get killed for that later on in the series. So overall, do I call it a filler? I didn't like it. I was struggling to pay attention during the motherfucking Soren Kessler side quest, though at least here it seems like we are moving towards purpose in these side quests. So it seems like they're going to tie Kessler into the Spartan 3 program. He's been it is revealed he's been picked up by the UNSC. Meanwhile, Quan is the worst caretaker in the world.
Yes.
Because where did Kessler go?
Quan abandoned. The whole thing was the mom was going to sacrifice herself so that Quan and the boy could get away. And then Quan decided, no, I'm going to go save the mom, but I'm going to leave the boy on the ship.
Why? Just take the boy off the ship and say, wait right here.
Exactly.
I'll be right back.
She knows that he's going to be sold into slavery.
Thing ever.
Because that's the whole point of this is like they're slavers, and I don't care.
And yeah. So Quan is the worst. And then she comes and saves the day. But the writers are clearly softening Quan. She's not doing.
She's
Come
still
here, asshole.
She's still the chosen Quan.
She's the
Yes.
chosen Quan.
I am the
Still
chosen
is.
Quan.
But she is the one that's like trying to soften the chief, and she's taking like have a funeral. She's like, I've been staying with Vanek every day, every night. I'm like, what?
Sort of, but 3 episodes, she was telling a little kid that monsters are real, your dad is actually dead, and you need to stop being a little bitch all the goddamn time. So it's like...
Doesn't make sense.
And then leaving him on a transport
to be sold into slavery alone.
Nice.
It's like, cool. So it's like,
Thanks,
sometimes
Quan.
they do.
So I just don't see a path to jettisoning Quan, and they definitely want to keep her. She's tied now, it seems, into a mystical old lady plot line who shows up during the funeral and scares her and says, I represent all planets. And I'm like,
That was the same one we saw, right? From the
Yeah.
beginning.
yeah, but it's not her, obviously. It is, I guess they're tying it into Forerunner or her the little monitor that we saw in the tease in season 1. I don't know. I went on Reddit. Somebody was talking about some. I don't even know if this is correct. Domain. I don't know. I've not heard of that. Don't ask me. Okay, we'll see where Quan is going, but they have definitely softened her. They're trying to make her less annoying. They want to make her. Previously, she was annoying and wrong. Here, she's annoying and right. Is what the writers are trying to do, basically. Soft and chief. And
Not falling for it. Don't
all
want
right.
it.
All right, well, that's kind of basically it. We also get the reveal of Kai. She is still alive, and she is going to be in charge of the Spartan Threes. And I don't know, it makes it seem like they're pitting Chief versus her in the future.
Yeah, but
I don't
again, it
think
doesn't
so.
seem like it. There was no arc, no nothing for that to happen.
Right.
Besides the office thing, but that was...
Hopefully, they're not opposing, and they could work together, even though Halsey seems convinced like they are going to kill you. You're not a part of this plan of all this other stuff. But it's then in that case, it's like, well, where's Master Chief's armor? How is he going to get the armor back?
Find out
And
next
that's why I'm not
episode.
dressed up in Master Chief's
This episode,
armor. If they're
you don't
not,
get it.
if he's not bothering, then I'm not bothering, and I'm just in street clothes. Clearly, he's going to get the armor back somehow. Maybe an upgraded version of it. Where it comes from, since Ackerson is like, no, fuck you. I don't know. Maybe Kai helps facilitate that. I don't know. But so you have that, and then finally we also have we resolve Riz, and Riz essentially what happens, Joe.
So Riz does something that doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Vanek
yeah.
is already dead.
At the beginning of the episode,
Yeah, we already know Vanek is dead. So she runs out there. She says Vanek or something. As soon as everyone's taken off, she's like, I gotta go get his body. Runs over there, charges in, gets his body, gets shot in the back.
that
I'm
was
like,
the stupidest.
why would you do that though?
Because the writers, Joe,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand. Like, I get it. Oh no, we leave no Spartans behind. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's like the Marines. You never leave a
Yeah.
Marine behind. But like, if you're in a firefight, you're outnumbered. You can leave and come back later. But no, apparently,
Yeah, I get this.
And if the Marine's alive,
It's if he's alive. He's not alive.
he's
Yeah.
not alive.
I
What are
get
you
this
doing?
whole episode is like, oh, you trying to make him more human. Because, like, John's like, look, they already know what they signed up for. He's dead. I'm not going to bury him.
Right.
There's no point. I said my goodbyes.
So you have
So
the-
it's already his mentality, but this whole episode is like, oh, we got to do this.
Yeah.
But it was still dumb. on her
Right.
part.
There's several questionable character choices for some of the characters. I like what they're doing with John. Like, they're kind of exploring the whole psyche. And I love it's like, it's 2 days. I gotta get back to the survivors. He's like gung ho. He's got like, I can be there. I can stop it. If I did this, I'd stop it. So I like John's characterization. But everybody else, I'm either disinterested with, or they're making character choices that seem to just serve the story rather than what we would think that they would do. I guess Riz is somewhat earned because she's just been underperforming recently, and she's mentored by another Spartan who retired and got killed, and it's just all that is just this crushing weight on her, and she's going to essentially leave the Corps and responsibilities and stay behind on a planet because some kids waved at her or something. I don't know. I thought Spartans were born with that like super loyalty.
She can't do it anymore. She was already broken before, and this one just like shattered her.
I'll allow it, especially when you take the thing out of the capsule out of their the inhibitor chip. Sure, but clearly John is unique in the sense of duty that he has.
Yeah, like you said, I get it. It's for the story, for getting his body back, but like I'd rather her like clear the way. He's like, I'm gonna hold these guys off, and then I'll jump in the last minute she gets hit or something like that.
Exactly.
But
There's some other way we can do it.
We need the body to progress the story, and then Quan sees her visions and all this.
Oh yeah, Quan wants to bury it. John's like, that's just a body. I don't care. And
I already said my goodbye. Yeah.
You have these people. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
yeah, for me, it came to a screeching halt. I didn't like this.
Okay, let's go to final verdicts. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Was this average, above average, or below?
No, it is not average. Below average. So I'm probably gonna go.
Last episode I gave a 9.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we were up here, we're like hauling ass, and then fucking brick wall. We just slammed into a fucking brick wall. Did not like this episode. Could have been avoided with Quan not being so stupid. But it's for the story. I don't like that Soren's wife actress. She's just not very.
I know.
Her acting is not very good. She's trying to be all like menacing,
her face.
but she's not menacing. The guy could have just been like, "What are you doing? Push her!" Like she's like 90 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like,
they got to make a spot for every character in the show.
Yeah.
Why?
Like I like the beginning. There's some cool points.
Do you think this was as bad as episode 2, with Quan being hunted and the tags on her ear and that one?
No.
Okay.
I think this one's better because we don't get like a whole Quan thing. We still get some John and whatnot.
What would you rate this?
4. I'll go with the 4.
Okay.
But yeah, this is one of the worst episodes. I think this is the worst episode of the season. Like this belongs in season 1. I don't think there's almost anything redeemable about this. That like I understand that there were points that we had to hit, right? We had to get off the planet, we had to recuperate, we had to do things, but like the explanation from point A to B to C was terrible. Riz is an idiot, like absolute straight up idiot. We could have filmed the scene.
Why do we do that with Riz?
We can film that in a way.
We just did a Vanek idiot thing, and then they followed it up with a Riz idiot thing.
They could have just been dragging Vanek the entire time and just made up this whole thing, and then she gets shot in the back, accomplish the same thing, and not have a character that we liked do something insanely stupid that John in the next scene explains that a Spartan would never under any fucking circumstance do because we don't care about the bodies. It's the mind inside that's special. And it's like, yes, she's been talking to
she pulled her pellet and she's been feeling this way for a while.
For what, 2 weeks? She's only had her pellet out for like 2 weeks. So the conditioning of her like from 14 on, I don't know. Like I think that they failed from a directorial standpoint. If they were the ones making the decision like how we film these scenes, I don't care about Kessler. I don't like if that's a season 5 thing that we're gonna get to. I don't give a shit now. We are just after the fall of Reach, and I get that we need to have a recuperation episode.
There's so much time to it too.
I think that this is an absolute failure as a self-reflective and necessary one where the heroes are like, holy shit, we got our asses kicked. We need to figure out what to do. We need to mourn our dead, and they did that. They just did it in like Halo season 1 fashion.
Right.
So I don't like Quan. I don't like that she's the protector. I don't like her scenes. She was an asshole 3 episodes ago, but now she's awesome and self-reflective and like the human being, and she's trying to you were a dickhead a couple episodes ago. Like we don't have any consistency because different people are writing it and different people are directing it almost every single fucking time.
Yeah.
And so honestly, last episode should have been the season finale. And if I was not watching it with you folks, this episode would make me stop watching the series. Like, this episode was so bad, and they're like, it's like, okay, we have to go save Kessler, and we have to figure out what Quan's doing with the space Hail Bob comment people.
Soren's wife yell at her that he needs to be sad like she is.
And then she's like, I'm going to hit you with this thing, and the guy's like, no, because you're tiny, and this is not scary at all. And so we're doing everything except for the kind of the thing that the Halo thing,
Covenant politics, more interesting Civil War stuff, Arbiter shit, fucking Spartan 3
Where's
shit,
that?
Kai
Where's
shit,
that show?
Ackerson shit. Literally all of the Halo stuff that could be taking up all of this time. Instead, we are on a backwater planet grabbing beef jerky from a gas station stop and looking for Kessler.
It would have gotten more points if it had been beef jerky because I
I
love beef
wanted
jerky.
some beef jerky.
But there is no beef jerky, so
No,
it gets
there was no beef
it's even
jerky.
lower. If you just rank the characters that you want to see in a Halo TV show, we didn't focus on any of them. And if you want to focus on the storylines that we should be
little
at,
bit on Halsey and John. That's it.
yeah, but we don't get any of, like you mentioned, the political intrigue. We don't get any of the stuff that I wanted in this show. I thought we were turning this season around based on the mistakes from, and we have fallen into the same pit that last season did.
Yeah.
And so this is aggressively bad.
Yeah.
This is a 3 out of 10. This is a bad episode, and
Reach it out.
and then I don't want to watch the series anymore. But I'll see you next week for when we watch the series.
All
some more.
right,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah.
Alaria is the name of the and it is probably the worst one of the
To
season.
add on with the Riz thing, like she went to go get his body, but then like once they got there, she wasn't at the funeral. She didn't ask about the body. What was the point of her grabbing the body?
She walked up eventually.
That's an interesting take. I don't know why she didn't have anything to say.
No.
I know it was John's moment because he wasn't going to give his speech.
You could still
and he doesn't
have
care, but
both
then
those
he has a moment.
characters. You could still
I
have
agree.
both those
I
characters
agree.
have a great moment right there.
So yeah, Otto Bathurst is directing this one and the next one called Onyx. He's the director, and like Alex said, it was a completely new writer who hasn't written any of the other ones. Basil Lee, Krimen Dahal, and then the next one is Sarah McCarran. So yeah, this was a filler episode, kind of a side quest, and unfortunately not effective. I'm okay with slowing it down. I'm okay with self-reflection.
Done right.
I'm okay with politics and things like that, especially UNSC and even Covenant. We get so little Covenant politics, and you see, when you get a little taste of it, it makes me interested. The whole scene with Maki and the High Council and this Arbiter, who is confirmed Arbiter, but not confirmed our Arbiter from the games. The name is different. I didn't recognize the name. Our name, I think, is Thel. I don't know who this guy's name is. So maybe this guy gets killed, and this Arbiter gets killed, and then that makes way for our Arbiter. I don't know. But, yeah. So I'm also going to go with a...
That was tearing between.
It's the 3 or 4. I do think it's the worst
it's
of
still
this
bad.
particular
It's still
one.
bad. Yeah.
But I'm hoping that it is the worst. I'm going to go with the 3. Mainly because I wouldn't watch this again. I was very annoyed. And I think I'm grading a little bit on a curve because the last one was so good.
Yes.
9 out of 10. This is what we wanted to see. And we followed it up with this. Yes, there are good moments here and there. But I see a lot of cope on Reddit and you know, how amazing this episode is. And I'm just not on board for that. And I don't get it. And I wanted to understand. Wanted to see what the reaction was. Apparently, they are into it and they're loving it.
Some people have low expectations.
I don't know.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It probably helps you enjoy media and life
However,
generally.
It does tease at something better. And I feel, and I like their theory crafting over there, it seems as if, you know, the soldiers that we see at the end, the Spartan 3s, their ships taking off, we appear to be doing a counterattack. We appear to maybe be setting up, because I know there's trailer shots we haven't seen yet. So there were Spartans in battle, right?
Well, it
They're
might be
jumping
somewhere else.
from the ships. So I think maybe the next episode called Onyx, we're back to battle already, maybe. Thermopylae, that is battle. That, you know, few versus many has to be. And then Halo, they have to not fuck that one up and get it right? So I feel like this might be the lowest point of Season 2. And honestly, the lowest point of this Season 2, if this is the lowest it gets, it's better than Season 1. It's better than fucking Kwan with chains on some kind of vision quest against Master Chief. You remember that? You don't even remember that shit. Asshole, and then the motorcycle in the desert, and the fucking war crimes Maki, and just
block it out.
Booty cheeks, Master Cheeks. So there's that. So maybe I would give it a 4, but no, I'm going to stick with a 3 within the context of this. Okay.
It's between a 3 and a 4, so it's still not a good spot to be in, regardless.
Correct. So we got 3 episodes left, and I feel like, okay, you guys got it out of your system, right? Or can you not help yourself?
They can't help themselves.
Just get it
I'm
out
telling you
of
right
your
now,
system.
they can't.
I think you're right, but I mean please.
Joe.
The people in the
Kessler, that was not Kessler. We have to go look for Kessler.
yeah.
It's not done.
No, Kessler's done. He's now owned by the
You think his mom? You think his tough ass mom is gonna let stop?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
She's gonna hit everybody in the military with her bat to get her son back? No. It's not happening, Joe. He is going to, and in the lore,
So
he ends
that's
up
his
as
like.
Spartan
Well,
3,
I guess he's
think.
gone.
So, yeah. No, he's a Spartan 3 now, or going to be. I don't know, but this is the silver timeline, so anything could happen technically.
Oh, second best. I agree. Out of but when you're silver is second, right? So like, there's the timeline that we love.
Silver is third.
So
this is even worse.
silver's.
Yeah, it's
No,
gold
bronze.
and platinum and
Oh well, there's no.
Oh, it's like gold,
platinum.
silver.
I mean, like
and bronze.
Olympics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
just
yeah.
make up stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Fucking notorious.
Plaid.
Yeah.
And
Going
legendary.
plaid,
Going
baby.
plaid. Okay. So yes, this is silver, so it is not as good as the other ones. And so look, the writers did not come up with Master Chief. The writers did not come up with Halsey or any of those other things. So they're going to focus on things that they came up with,
Which
right?
pisses us off.
Which is wild because you get hired to hopefully semi-faithfully adapt something that everyone loves.
Yeah.
And all you had to do, your easy job is, it's like, hey, just write this in a way that we can
Amen.
put it on the TV. And they're like, you know what I want to do?
No.
I want to create my own character, and you're gonna love it.
She is the Quan.
Yeah, and it's like,
She
we
is the
criticize
Quan.
Filoni for doing
Did you
the
know
same
that
thing.
Sauron had a wife?
Yeah.
We need to give her an arc.
Yeah, and she has to have a whole thing, and you're gonna be focused on it and how amazing
Bro,
she is.
I don't know about, you could give, I don't know, the sergeant an arc. You can give Keys an arc. You could
Could've.
Come on, bros. I mean, all right, anyway.
She has to sit there with her M60.
Let's
It's
go
like,
real quick into the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. I forgot to talk about the muzzle flash effect in the hallway scene. The stair scene of the last episode was really bad.
Yeah.
It was like
The comments was like, we can't forgive them for not having the budget. It's like, you guys are too lenient on that.
Okay,
TV
we're not
having-
going to forgive it. I mentioned
Okay.
this. Muzzle flash is a little bit better here, but some of them are looking bad. But yeah, so let's see. Are we about to get an armorless chief for the rest of the episode minus the finale? Bad form is what I'm thinking. But I
He's
guess
gonna
that's
put on
what's
the kid toy helmet, and that's gonna be his thing.
That
he's like
fucking helmet
and
is so stupid looking.
He's gonna put that on. And
I
go.
don't want it to exist in the world, but it's a prop somewhere, and I just don't want it to exist. Anyways, they're falling back. John can still fight, he says. And then Halsey is inspired because she sees certain ships are coming back to continue in an evacuation in the middle of a war zone. So that's a cool, inspiring moment. We get a great moment with the Brood and everybody on Halo
Soren's
Reddit.
like, is that
9
it?
out of 10. This episode is forgiven.
I didn't think it was a great moment.
I did. I liked it, but it doesn't excuse the rest of the fucking
Like I
episode.
like the idea of a brute coming in and there being something cool, like having a character. But he just kind of stood there and got shot and then died.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'd have no show if he fucking landed with that hammer. He would have took all the important characters out at once.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to kill anybody. But he can like do
Riz.
other people could have done.
There could have been some Marines left.
Could hit Riz.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's how she gets
That's how
injured.
she has to stay
Yes.
back to the planet. Yes,
Yep.
she's
Yeah.
injured. Got it. So the ship ends up saving him like that. Pop, pop, pop. His armor should have fucking broke apart, but it's whatever. And
That's not TV, but we can't.
who
no,
was
fuck 'em.
the one? It's Soren's wife, and seeing her little head in the window, I'm like, oh.
Never gonna hear the end of it.
But wait, it gets better.
But wait, there's more. The fucking door opens. Of course, they gotta give her a big gun. Come on, it's
She was
Quan,
like,
the
"Well, God."
protector, because somebody wrote that in season 1, so we have to keep that going. And did you notice that Quan was still firing her gun when motherfucking Riz decided to do the stupid suicidal thing to get a dead body?
She's very strong, and she has no problem controlling exactly where it's going.
Got it. Yeah. So she could have killed Riz too. And anyways, Riz goes to get Vanek, which is stupid, but it makes a good trailer, or it makes a good, epic scene here where it's, and I feel the pain. I think the actress is doing a great job.
Yeah.
They're setting it up right, but it's just the motivation. Like, you could do that if Vanek is still, awake and trying to crawl, and that would have been fucking awesome, and maybe Vanek doesn't make it, and yeah. Anyways, just written slightly indifferently. You need a script doctor. So then
Writing
as they leave, the planet's being glassed, and we're losing him. Please help him. What are you prepared to do for me? Says Admiral
Paragovsky.
We
We
were arguing on how to pronounce this, and I still can't pronounce it. So, turns out that's how Cortana got out of his head. They just got rid of that, storyline there, just to replace it probably at the end of this season with doing it again.
Yeah, and it's just another character motivation. You're like, oh wait, I'm not gonna save this guy unless you agree to do the things that I want.
What are you gonna do for me?
What?
So in the future, Cortana has to do something for the Admiral. And I guess we're planting that seed now. Maki is given a scene, and
She's sad.
she's crying for the
John.
loss of
Wait,
life
John,
on Reach. And she has the Karen haircut, and just looking at her face.
Her hands were
upsets
right
me.
here, and I thought for a half a second that she was doing this.
Alex, you son of a bitch. Could you see that? What Alex was doing is a little... She's not pregnant. Joe made mention of this. That's the reason why the Arbiter didn't kill her, because she was pregnant. I'm like, Joe,
It would be dishonorable.
stop it. Arbiter and Maki scene, they have tension here.
Okay, explain this to me.
Yeah.
She's like, no, don't kill him. He still has like some plan or whatever for him, so don't kill him. But how does she know he was going to escape? So the place is already... They were doomed already without Quan. So why did they just kill him?
What are you talking about?
So Maki has saved
him.
John a bunch of times by saying, don't kill him yet.
Yeah,
And
okay.
they glassed
So
the planet.
The way they
glassed
do that,
the planet. They left him there to die in the
the way
hallway.
they do that is he is a part of a different force. There's Covenant. Let's just call them Covenant regulars and call them Arbiter's forces. And so he is being controlled by her because he thinks he has a higher purpose. And she is manipulating him, as we see later on in the episode, to follow his path. And so while the Brute's like, I don't give a fuck about this guy's path, I'm going to kill him.
What he's saying is why are we allowed... She saves Master Chief only to get glassed on the planet.
Yes.
Because she's like, I'm going to save you here so that you don't die, but I'm going to leave you here to die, which does like...
She's like, that's the chief. He's going to make it.
And so it's like it's very stupid. So that's the explanation is there is no explanation. The writers shouldn't be writing
Yeah,
this.
it's like, oh no, I know Quan's coming.
Yeah.
So next, the Arbiter is about to fuck. She's like, "You want me to die? Then take me out." And Arbiter's, and I'm like, "Do it! Do it now!" And she's here, do it. But he doesn't do it because he notices that she has something in her hand, and she's like, "What is that?" And she's like, "This could be information." And he's like, "All right, get information from that."
It's the sum of all human knowledge, which is like 50% memes in the future. It's just like dick butts and all sorts of wild shit.
Hearing them speak the language. When he speaks the language, it sounds cool. When she speaks the language, I'm like, please stop. Please shut up. Don't say these things. Etu? Or what was it? Itu?
Itu.
And
you?
I mean, and Joe's like this.
It's like, oh, the Spanish.
I was
I'm just saying,
it was
no,
like,
it's
give
Spanish.
me the thing or something.
It's like, I didn't know they were Hispanic.
So we get a machine versus person discussion with Halsey, as it turns out the Master Chief has been knocked out for days, and they're dealing with that.
3 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So
every 2 days you think that they trim his beard a little bit, so always when he wakes up,
yes.
it always comes back at a 5 o'clock.
And they
shadow.
put it like they gave him some clothes, so that way on the third day he wakes up all nice and dressed.
Halsey's doing that because she's caring for him.
Yeah.
And she says,
She says, we're in this together.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now it's we now.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does the meme.
We
Always
have been
has
fighting
been.
the Covenant.
Always has been. And he's just asking, why did you choose me? And then, so that's a whole thing.
avoiding it, yeah.
But it gets answered later on. I didn't choose you. You chose me. That's what Joe was saying. Because this writing, it was...
The Halo.
I found you.
Yeah,
I found you because
it was
the
a piece of you.
The Forerunners touched you. Or something.
So then
Easy, what kind? Wait,
the
show me on the
Forerunners
doll.
touched John.
Yeah, show me on the armor
Show
where
me on the doll.
On the armor where they touched John. Motherfucking Forerunners out here touching everybody. Apparently touching.
Hey, we need to do something with those
Kwan as
Forerunners
well.
or something, man. Over
And
there
Maki.
touching people.
So Maki tries to summon Cortana, and the first thing she asks her, it makes me like, is Maki jealous of Cortana because it's a lady and she hangs out with John?
She's
And
got the
just like-
feeling.
You were in his
She's-
brain,
yeah,
but he
he's
was
crying.
in me.
He's like, oh,
He was in-
John's gonna die.
But nah, I guess she wants to know what he knows of Halo, and her stupid Karen hair. Cortana's like, get out of here, I don't want to talk to you. And she's like, well, if you don't help me, you're gonna die.
You know what we do with useless things?
Yeah.
We throw them
but
in the
she-
writing room for this television show.
Yeah, and
you
so
go.
then that's when we travel to Ilaria. We get the whole Kessler side quest. We get a little bit of help for Riz, and Kwan says for no reason she sleeps with Vanek at night every night. Why? Did
They're
they
best
meet
friends.
Before? They're best friends. That's right. I forgot. In season 1, they had ice
Vanek
cream
is like,
together.
who are you? Like watching over his back. Who is this? You being weird.
They go on a quest to find their son. They talk with a local man who knows information, and then Soren is trying to just talk to the locals, and his wife gets mad at him. I'm like, he could find information by being nice to people. She's like, no.
So this guy's a little afraid of Soren, and so what he does is he sends him on a giant quest to go halfway around this planet, but he's been lying to him the whole time, and so there's no way that the parents are going to be mad when they found out this dude has been lying and actually
Was he,
sold their
though?
child into slavery to the
That's
government.
the dumbest fucking plan, and
And it's like,
I just realized that.
Technically,
That's a
he
great
didn't lie.
Point. What do you mean he didn't lie?
He's like, oh, we're looking for a kid. Yeah, hi. He has his helmet. He has a helmet. That guy
yeah,
has a
but you
helmet.
know this motherfucker's gonna come back when that's not his
Yeah.
goddamn son.
You don't. The guy doesn't know what his son looks like.
He even made a face when he was like, "These people get sold all the time for things," and he's like, "I better not say anything more."
well, and it's also they're like kind of mad. It's like our introduction to you in this season is that you've been buying and selling human beings, apparently since all the planets have been getting glass. It's
You're
like,
a pirate.
Soren's parents are pieces of shit.
Yeah. So, I didn't like that.
No.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, and then it's time to bury Vanek. But John's like, we don't bury Spartans, and he doesn't want to. And the writers have
That's just a
decided to make
body.
her less annoying by making her annoyingly right instead of annoyingly wrong, as she has been in all season 1. Yeah, and so Soren's wife says she wants him to be scared so she could be with her. And then she takes her hair off, and I thought she might pull her eyeballs out and her eyebrows off and pull off a leg. What's that the movie?
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. Or I thought it was like one with Jamie Foxx.
No, it's
and
that
Tommy
one.
Davidson. That's a different one.
She's like, oh, thank you. Now I can be myself. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
real.
yeah.
Pulls off her leg. This is not.
Yeah, because anyway, moving on.
It's symbolism, Joe. She's separating herself from her glamorous life, and now she's getting into protective mom mode.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, then Riz is, we get a little scene with Riz. Halsey's like, you're never going to be the same. You're going to have to work harder. But then she says you could fight again. So they throw that in there. But I guess maybe we see a reaction from Riz like, I don't really care. I don't really want to fight.
She's done. She's broke.
done. She's broken, and she's decided to sort of stay behind on this planet. I'll talk a little bit about how this was Paranarski's Parangofsky's plan all along. It's fight for control, and how this war will be fought. Halsey warns John that they're going to kill him and stuff, and they've got no plans for him. It's all about Spartan 3s now. Anyways,
So we go back to
What
the
else?
burial scene.
Tell the
He
truth.
starts, Quan starts digging. Then this cult that we see in the little trailer, whatever, come up. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh,
they
what are you
don't
doing?
want him.
Everyone stay back. John sees that. He's like, all right, I gotta be back. I'm gonna go protect her. And they're like, you can't bury her, or you can't bury him. You need to set him free, burn him. And then that's where John, like,
town people care so much
they're
in this
fighting
scene.
over the body, John and Quan, and then the face gets revealed, and John starts looking at it, and then starts thinking about everything.
And then he has his moment of humanity. So we're getting more humanity for John, which I like. It makes sense. I mean, that's kind of what they're doing in Halo now. So that's all fine. But we get the Kessler scene. So they if the budget's there for this too, they give him a little fucking Jeep and a fucking custom vehicle and a custom silo and this and that, and he drives out in the middle of nowhere. There's weather effects. They find the boy, or they find the house of these two ladies who have adopted the boy. And they're like, "Fuck you! You know this kid's got bruises and shit, and y'all are assholes and terrible parents." And I'm like, "Yeah, they are."
Quan is, yeah.
Quan is a terrible parent, but it's revealed that the kid isn't the kid because when the wife wants to beat them up and goes outside, she meets the kid, sees the helmet, the fucking helmet. And he takes the helmet off, and it turns out that Kessler gave this kid the helmet because he was scared, and Kessler wanted him to not be scared. I was like, Kessler's tiny compared to this guy. What are you talking about? Why wouldn't they choose him for the UNSC program?
He doesn't have the right stuff in his genetic makeup because they scan the kids.
So I was trying not to laugh
Joe?
whenever he took off his helmet. I thought it was a little person. Because I was like, damn, he's got a mustache. I want a mustache like that, but I thought it was a little guy. I was like, no.
He got big head and a mustache, and Joe started, okay.
Yeah. I mean, so we know that that Soren's been buying and selling human beings and condemning them to death by sending them out into space to, like, worse places. I thought he was going to kill these two women. Like, there's zero reason for him. Like, he's armed. He very recently had an assault rifle.
Yeah.
And
I'm very surprised at Soren's behavior here because this is his son.
I know,
they're changing his ways. They want you to
justify
kill
it if he's like, what fuck's my son?
Well, yeah, they're holding a shotgun real close, and it's like, look, these women are probably not shooting a lot of people. He grabs it, and then I thought for sure that he was going to kill them, and he's like, oh, it wasn't our boy, and he's like, we have to take him with us because otherwise he's going to starve to death.
Oh, he knew. See, in the writing, they didn't want to have him pop off because they knew. That
but we've established that he's a vicious, violent space pirate who's been dealing in human slavery.
Heart of gold.
Yeah, and so
and
then when the women are like, no, I'm not giving you the son, he's like, oh, great news, honey. They're going to let us see our son. Not get him back, just see him.
What was
And he's a vicious pirate. No wonder his crew tried to, like, throw him in jail.
Right. I was hoping that maybe later on he'd have a change of heart and go back.
Just kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole thing where you're trying to set up, like, the outer planets are, like, a dangerous place where, like, might makes right. You know, like we did. The only thing they did well in season 1 where Butt Cheeks guy was like, you're all weak. I'm going to take charge because you guys suck. Yeah. Like, they didn't carry that over. And it's like that forms a believable world. And this ain't it.
Okay, Quan then has the vision of the old lady from the previous planet that got glassed, and she says, I speak for all the planets. Join us. Help me, find me, deliver me, protector.
I'm not listening to you, crazy lady.
No.
This is, I guess, forerunners calling to her, monitors calling to her. They said other parts where my children were destroyed on Madrigal. Okay, is that the shamans that you're part of? That whole... Please don't bring that back.
It's been written.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Yep.
Thank God we exit from this story and go back to the Covenant fleet, which we're back. They're back at High Charity, and they failed to find the thing. And so he's like, your mission's over. I'm going to present you as a gift to them. Maybe they'll fucking kill you, and I can save face. And then she's like, no, please don't. And then he's like, nah, don't worry about it. And then Cortana's like saves Maki in this moment by showing the Arbiter the halo. And then he's like, oh, fuck, it's real.
It's like, what is this? How are you doing this? It's like, it's not me. It's you.
And so then she talks him up.
Destiny.
This is your destiny. And they want to hold you back. And you're the true believer and stuff. And they don't actually want all this. And so you have to do it for our people. And he's like, all right.
They will hunt us down. He's like, and you will kill every one of them.
Nice. Well, she doesn't say you'll kill every one of them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because he said they're going to hunt us down.
If it is a religious thing, then all the other Covenant will join him instead of listening to other people, I guess. Anyways, back at the planet, John is like, you're all I have left to Riz, and they have a moment, they hug, and I'm like, all right, so I guess we won't get a glorious Riz death. Instead, she chooses to retire as the previous guy retired, and she's going to stay on this planet. They can use her in the future, I guess. I just found it funny that he said, you're all I have left, and Quan was like,
nah, she's low for work. She can't hear. It's like, looking around. You're the only one I like.
You're the only, and Joe, you said, what? Are you sure that's the only
person
you like?
Yes. Yes, positive. One. You don't mean that. Like, yes, I really do mean that.
You're the only person that I know that I'm friends with.
Oh, there's also
Kai with Hawaii. Kai.
Kai. Oh, not me. Okay.
We're just having fun. All right, guys. Anyways, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. How does it end? It ends with Kai.
Yeah.
Kai is now
Onyx.
in control of a regiment of Spartan 3s in SPI armor. And, I guess she's going to be this universe's Kurt. Previous Kurt was the one in charge, and like a Spartan 3, I think, that Spartan 2 that trained the Spartan 3s, or among an instructor, or maybe not Spartan, but you know what I mean. She's like instructing and leading, and I hope we're gonna go counterattack. I hope we're gonna have some sort of covert mission on Reach or something, that we can have another confrontation. Yeah. We can have another battle and have that Reach continue. Because if that's all we got to Reach, I'm going to be very disappointed, because this is supposed to be the season.
I would say
Reach.
prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, the best comment I saw is, I dread the day we finally get to Halo and we're still cutting away to Kwan and Soren's wife.
Yeah. Or they're going to make it to Halo.
Season 3 rolls around. There better not be no Soren's wife and no Quan. So, and then we've been good. Being good. Okay.
It's going to be all Perez.
I think that's it.
Oh, no.
Silver timeline. We'll see. So,
I forgot. That's a whole thing that we have to actually
our
resolve.
First misstep.
What? Perez.
Oh, yeah. How does Perez factor into all this?
There's so many great storylines.
3 episodes left
I
to
can't wait.
find it all out. Onyx, the
Aren't you
title of the
excited,
episode
guys?
has me encouraged, but you should never be encouraged by that. Though it did work for Reach. Now, that title, we're like, yeah, that sounds good, and it turned out to be good. So, let's see Onyx, which is the camp with the Spartan 3s. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching.
Click those links down below.
Click the links down below. Opera, man, this is a browser that we use. If you're a gamer, you should be using it too. I know you're a gamer because you're watching the Halo
It's a lot
live.
cleaner.
You are putting yourself through the Halo live action show like we are. Quan! See you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.